So I know you do open houses really well. Are there other forms of lead generation that you're really reliant upon in your business?
As far as lead generation, so I do a lot of social media as well. I wouldn't say that I'm the best social media presence at EXP, but a lot of social media. And then honestly, it's Facebook has been the biggest revenue source out of the two. Whether that be Instagram or Facebook, it's been Facebook actually.
And there's a lot of folks who are doing that. Let me ask you a question. When you think about your overall business, what percentage of it would you say comes from social media?
Honestly, probably 40%. No, I wouldn't say it's more than that.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Remind me again, how much production did you do last year?
Last year, what did we hit? 9 million in volume. Yeah.
So 4 million from social.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about that. So, would you want to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah.
And by the way, I hear it when you say, I don't know if I'm the most, blah, blah, blah. I think we all have imposter syndrome about shit. And when you're doing that, sorry, forgive my Texan. When you're doing that kind of business, though, that's legit, man. You need to understand that, I've seen the data, and getting to 4 million, 6 digits in GCI, basically, getting to that point for most agents, they'll never do it. They'll never do it. And yet you did that only as part of your business, and you did it from social. So, I mean, for whatever that means for you, you should congratulate yourself, because you're rarefied air, right?
Thank you.
So I'm curious, would you mind sharing, just overall, you mentioned IG and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
How collectively are you leveraging social media? That's a weird question, but maybe give it your best shot, and I'll clarify if I can.
Yeah. So collectively, so what's really cool about social media, and what I've found is that Instagram, completely different audience than Facebook. And so I built my business in a way to where I want to talk to people who know, like, and trust me, right? And then word of mouth. And so everybody that's on my Facebook, with the exception of, the newer people, I guess, they've known me since I've been in diapers, or they've known me since high school or middle school. And so when I'm posting on there, I'm not selling. Like, you can go through my Facebook and see, I'm not saying, hey, buy or sell with me. I'm actually just giving them life updates, letting them know about, my community events, giving encouragements and everything like that, but still staying on top of mind. And so that has helped out a lot. I was trying to do that on Instagram, which can make you go viral, and that's cool, but it won't get you sales. Instagram is to try to attract those that don't know you already. So switching over to Facebook has been amazing.
Okay, so that's interesting. So am I hearing you then that on Instagram, if I were to go there, I would see a lot of, hey, open houses or just listed kind of stuff?
Yeah, not open houses or just listed, but you'll hear a lot more real estate talk versus Insta or Facebook. You won't hear any.
And when you say real estate talk, I'm curious, is it market updates? Are you giving seller, buyer tips? What do you do on there?
Yeah, so I'm giving buyer tips, seller tips, and honestly, I'm speaking to other agents as well, giving agent tips. That's mostly what I do on Instagram now.
Recruiting and whatnot, attraction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. And but Facebook, though, ironically, Facebook, it tends to be more productive for you, even though you go personal. Are you doing any business stuff on there at all?
Not really. Truly, I can't remember the last time I posted I just sold this house or just listed. If any, I'd be curious actually. After this, I'm gonna go look and see when the last time it was. But honestly, I know it's just life events, showing cool stuff that I'm doing, like skydiving, or I just recently went up on top of one of these mountains out here, and it was really, really beautiful. Posted that, people loved it. I spoke at Western Washington University to the entrepreneurship and innovation class and posted that, and I got crazy feedback. So things like that. That's all I'm posting.
So I'm curious, because this is a driver of business for you. Help me understand, how does that sort of, hey, I just went and jumped off this mountain, which, by the way, please be careful. We like you. Don't hurt yourself. How does jumping off this mountain translate into business? How do you do that?
Yeah, so it's just staying top of mind, right? I mean, everybody, like I said, that is on there, they know what I do, because they've known me for a very long time. So they saw the post when I was like, hey, I just joined EXP, 4 years ago. Or they saw, hey, I just hit, I just created my team, the home team here in Bellingham. But outside of that, with those little snippets, I'm staying on top of mind because they know that I'm in real estate, and it's just reminding them. So like even the day before yesterday, I got a message from one of my friends that I went to high school with who lives in Seattle. I'm an hour and a half north of Seattle. It's like, hey man, I'm looking to buy this year. And I remember I told you a couple years ago, and this was during a Facebook Messenger conversation. I remember I told you a couple years ago that I'd come to you. And so I just texted him. I was like, hey, I'm going to send out that email today. So it's still working.
So I've been talking with a lot of agents who, and the best I can put it, they're using social media as an extension of their CRM. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like maybe you are as well. Let me ask you, are these same people that are in your Facebook friends, are they also in a CRM database that they're getting real estate information from as well?
Yeah, so I do have my personal newsletter that I send out once a week. That goes out once a week. I have 700 and something people on there, still growing that list. But a lot of these people are on there. Yep. Okay.
So there's the connection. And am I right then in assuming that they're getting the real estate side of Devontae over here, but it's really the kind of personal connections and you commenting and posting and all that stuff to remind them that you still love them, you still, you're there and a friendly voice in the void. That's really kind of driving behavior, sort of the what's the old Einstein quote, logic makes people think, emotion makes people act kind of thing.
Yes, I love that. I'm actually going to write that down. I love that one. Yeah, that's perfect.
I think I might be misquoting him, but it was something like that. Oh no, he said logic will get you from A to B, imagination will take you everywhere. Somebody else said logic will make you think, emotion will make you act. But anyways, so when you think about this, like, are you purposeful about this, or is this just like hey, I'm bored, I'm waiting in line at the grocery store, so let me just hit up on Facebook real quick. Oh, I hadn't talked to her in a while. Hey.
Yeah, so a little bit of both, actually. Very intentional about what we post. So like I have an assistant and she helps a lot with my Instagram, but Facebook I like and maybe I'm just whatever, but I told her at Facebook, hands off. Like that's me. They'll get the raw, like this is just Devontae, being Devontae, they'll get all that. And so when it comes to the messages that we get, those are completely random though. Like they won't be correlated. They'll be like, oh man, that was really cool. I saw you up on Mount, on Lakes or Stevens Pass. And then, by the way, I'm looking to X, Y, and Z. So that's the intentionality. But who reaches out, I never know.
That's interesting. And do you like for Insta with your business and then for Facebook, is there any sort of like scheduled discipline? Like I had a friend who'd do like motivation Mondays. So on Mondays, he'd always put out like some sort of motivational quote, right? And then, Tuesdays talks or whatever he did, right? Every single day of the week, he had a different theme and then he would just keep to that schedule. Do you do that or is it more organic?
Yeah, no, it's totally organic. I feel like if I did that, then it's not coming off genuine, not to, take away from anything that anybody else is doing, but people are used to seeing like, me post maybe once a week on Facebook, like, oh, this is what I'm doing, or I just did this, or, how are you guys doing? Or, go out there and be great. But I don't want there to be fatigue or for it to come off as like, he's just posting all these things so that we'll buy something from him. Like that won't happen. So.
Are you purposeful about the like groups you join? Like, are you part of neighborhood groups in addition to like your friendship circles online?
Yeah. You know what? I'm actually really hoping that one of these agents out here, she's with a different brokerage, but she just 5-6 years ago, she bought one of the biggest living in Bellingham. It's a massive page, over 100,000 people in there. I'm hoping that she passes that on to your boy, but
that's awesome.
But yeah, no, I'm very intentional about the places that I join as well. And then, I actually post a lot of funny stuff too. It's pretty cool. So, yeah.
That's great. It's great. I try to remember the name of it. There's an agent with a former brand that I was with. I think she actually came to EXP here in Austin. And she would do TikToks, but she did funny TikToks. And that was her thing. And people they loved her. They follow her because it was funny and entertaining. And she was very subtle about real estate, but she would mix it in. Your success with Facebook, if you were kind of giving me a formula or step-by-step that I could go repeat, what would that look like?
Wow. Repeatable. So I would ask you to examine your Facebook. Like, have you just been adding a whole bunch of real estate agents, or is it still like, your auntie and people you grew up with and people in the neighborhood? So examine and make sure that your demographic is there. If you're going to be successful in the way that I've been successful, then you want there to be people that have known you for a long time, maybe even before you're in real estate, and they're watching the transition, so that when you're giving those updates, they feel as if they're part of the journey with you. And then whatever, if they know you for being funny, stay funny. don't switch up and be like, oh, serious, like, oh yes, I'm the savant and the luxury agent. No, continue to be who you are, because at the end of the day, I am Devontae, and oh, by the way, I sell real estate, if that makes sense.
Yeah. When you think about your audience, are you purposeful in that? Like, did you make a concerted effort, or is it still ongoing where you're reaching out to people of, I lost touch with this individual, or ooh, there's this community, church, PTA, whatever, and I need to make sure I'm connecting with these individuals. Is there any discipline around that?
Yeah, that'll pop up. We have a lot of the people that are following me on Facebook, they will end up following me on Instagram as well. So then they do get that business side, like we were talking about earlier. And people on Instagram, they get a lot more DMs than anything on Facebook. So Facebook, if I'm reaching out, it is 1000% a personal touch. It's like, I saw that you had a birthday, you had, some kind of life event, and I'm reaching out that way. And Facebook also reminds me of 99% of my family's birthdays and my friends' birthdays. So it's a sweet. So I'd say that's regulated.
It's a plus. That's a definite plus. Yes, my wife is that reminder for me at all times. With the Instagram piece of it, is there a discipline around that, or is there a schedule around that?
Oh yeah. So Instagram is very much scheduled. A reel a day, a couple of what are those called? Carousels a week. We're very regimented on what we do, and then we also reach out to 30 people a day, whether they're following us or not. We reach out to 30 people a day in the DMs, just checking in, seeing how they're doing. But again, I've moved my whole Instagram business to coaching and attracting, other agents as well. So I'll sprinkle in a little bit of, hey, if you're a buyer or you're a seller, this is what you should be doing. But a lot of it is real estate tips.
Okay, great. But 30 a day, did you say?
Yeah.
Wow. And what does that DM sound like?
Yeah. So we have, we use a resource called ManyChat. I'm sure that you've heard that one before, but we use a resource called ManyChat, and it's reaching out to people that either they liked a post, they commented on a post, or whatever have you, and we're just reaching out. Hey, I'm Devontae. I'm from Bellingham, Washington. I'm with EXP. How's your business going, or how are things in your business? And then depending on how they answer, that's when they go down the rabbit trail of, or how long have you been in the business? And if they've been in the business for 0 to 4 years, then it triggers a whole different, hey, well, how is business, in the first 4 years? I actually have a coaching program, and we solve X, Y, and Z. Have you struggled with any of these problems? And, then it goes from there to try to schedule them to be one of my clients.
I would love to make part of this conversation about attraction too, because I think that's what's interesting is that most people think I have to be this heavy breathed, sweaty palmed, sleazy recruiter to be effective, right? Or I had to have been here since 2009, or else I can't be successful. But that's not been your case. How is attraction going for you?
It's been picking up for sure. Honestly, I didn't take attraction seriously until around Miami. Actually, I'm like, you know what? I am missing a great part of business. I think you and I have actually had a conversation about, coaching versus training. And so I felt almost inept, like, I can't attract people. I don't know, who am I? I'm not go, or I'm not, I'm not Brian Ellington. Like, what the heck?
You should take your lucky stars for that, friend.
But, coming to the realization that, I do have something to offer. And not only do I have something to offer, I don't make it about me. Now I'm just like, yo, I found this thing in EXP Realty that has absolutely changed my business. And this is one thing that it clicked when I went to EXPCon. They're like, yo, don't make it about you. Like, show them the racehorse. Don't show them the jockey, show them the racehorse. And it's like, EXP is absolutely a racehorse, man. Like, look at this thing. It's amazing. It changed my business. It could change yours for sure. If you want to recruit, you could do that. If you want to just go there and 10x your business, what better place than EXP? So make it about EXP, the racehorse.
Cool. And you said also too, some of your posts or a lot of your posts are about tips for real estate agents. Tell me about that. Like, what kinds of tips are you putting out there?
Yeah, so I'm putting out a lot of tips that are specifically, and I'm speaking to a very ideal client. So that 3 to 4 year, they're struggling with the ebbs and flows of real estate. They're like trying to create consistency. I'm speaking to a lot of the problems that they have, right? Whether that be, what are your non-negotiables? What does your schedule look like? Who are you? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And speaking to a lot of those things, and then encouraging those things as well. Like, hey, you see all these amazing agents who, yeah, they've made it to the mountaintop, but they were in the valley before. So trust the process, know where you're at, and then, just grind. So, and then shameless plug, a lot from this book right here, just one layup.
yeah, man. Well, when you and I talked about open houses, I think you'd shared, and I've been wrong quite a bit in my life, so I may be misremembering this, but I think you shared that you do open houses on Fridays from 3 to 5. And so what's interesting, there's this concept called the curse of knowledge, which is if you ask me how to write a course, I would tell you in like 5 sentences how to write a course, right? Which for somebody who's an instructional designer, they would hear those 5 sentences and they might pick up a nugget. For somebody who's never done that before, they'd be like, okay, wait, I need you to slow down and I need you to lay this out for me, right? And so you go, yeah, so I do open houses and I just do them on Fridays from 3 to 5. Most agents would be like, wait, you do what? No, you can do that? No, I need to give up my Sunday and have my kids miss me, right? That's open houses, right? But you kind of challenge that thinking, and all of a sudden, man, people go, oh, holy crap. I can still remember a friend from a former life standing up in the middle of a mastermind of top producers and saying that, he did over 200 deals, more than half of them listings. And he said, I don't go to their house. They come to my office. We're all like, wait, but you go to their house later? And he said, no, I don't go to their house. They come to my office. And we're like, wait, you can do that? It's like, holy crap. Yeah. And you could just see people's paradigms literally shifting in their heads. And so that kind of stuff, putting that out there could be really helpful. So that's cool. That's good for you, man. Well, in this conversation, let's cover all that. If you want, they'll give us probably 20, 25 minutes.
Okay.
And I'll just flow just like this. Do you want me to send you some questions in advance so you have that kind of covered? But it's going to go like this, but I'm happy to send you those questions.
Yeah, sure. Send me some questions, but we have great chemistry, so I appreciate you. I trust you.
Yeah. I mean, my whole entire job is to make sure that you look good, which is going to be an easy task. So I will send those to you midweek next week. Questions, but yeah, this will be kind of how that conversation flows. How can I help you, man? What can I do for you?
You know what? We're sitting pretty right now. Last time you and I spoke, we were talking about the coaching program versus the training, and
yeah,
super excited about I actually chose to go with the coaching program. And so what we're going to do is we're planning on bringing on 10 clients for a 90-day coaching term and get that social proof, make sure that what we're teaching is amazing and it works. And so that's actually this past couple of weeks, I've been doing a lot of market research calls to agents who fit into the, my ideal client, and making sure that what I'm putting out is something that is actually wanted. And the feedback has been amazing. So next week, we're actually going to start reaching out to people like, hey, you want to join the program, and we'll get 10 people in there and make sure that it's working. Once it works, we have social proof, and then we'll open it up to group coaching. So,
all right, man. Happy weekend, man. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Yeah, peace.